Hi everybody, I'm Nicolò, and today I'm going to talk about WebXR state of the art. Mm, This will be a one-take recording, so I hope everything goes well, and I hope I will be clear enough to make you understand all the things I'm going to say about WebXR and WebXR technologies available for free for you to start working with this on these topics. So. Um, You can find the slides of the webinar at the following links. And also I created the transcript of the webinar. So if you'd like to have the transcript in order to follow better this presentation, you can do that. And also there is the QR code for the slides. So you can reach one of them or both of them with these references. Again, I'm Nicolò, and I'm a WebXR expert working at Chialab. Chialab is a design company based in Bologna, a design and software company where we are a communication company and we work with web technologies and also AR technologies. I'm the maintainer of AR.js, and I'm also working for the accessibility in the web field and the XR field. Most of all, I'm here today to make easier for you to start with web augmented reality. This will be the summary, so we are going to start talking about what is AR and why we are talking about AR on the web. For me, AR is a new communication medium that makes you see content over the reality. I say new because it's new for a consumer perspective, but not from a technical perspective. And AR is great because it makes you have situated content, and situated content means to see things in different ways, to learn better because you have more situated content and you can interact with the content, you can see as it was on your space, and it also helps to communicate better. Augmented content sometimes can even be more accessible, and we will see some examples of it. So, for example, successful stories of AR are how to see a new furniture, how it fits on a room, the colors, the size before buying it. Or, for example, imagine that you are abroad and you have too much text in front of you, maybe in a language that you don't know and a language that you have difficult to even type on your mobile to search for a translation. For example, a Chinese language, a Chinese text, and you are a European guy. And so you can use the Google translator, AR translator, to see the translated text from the camera directly on your phone as it was in the reality. So these are two examples. You can think of also of augmented reality books using sign languages. And so this is why AR it makes most of the times makes easier for the user to understand and to use the reality around him. AR comes in different types. There is marker-based image tracking, location-based, markerless, and so on. We will see later all of these kind of types. To have a mobile application, it means several problems. For example, for developers means to have high cost of development, build and release, to have specific devices for iOS, and most of all to release a new app at every bug fix or feature. For the users, it's maybe even worse because the users have to find the app on the source, and most of all they have to have storage space to install the app. So most of the time you're going to develop an application that the users simply cannot install on their mobile phone. So this is why we are thinking about the web as a natural way to develop and to share experiences of augmented reality or also for a virtual reality, because the web is collaborative and you can share in seconds and applications, and to update the applications with a bug fix or with new feature, and the users will get them in seconds, literally. So web AR and VR technology in 2020, yeah, there's a bit of there's a lot of solutions available actually, and there is one few actually, but the most used paid solution for AR is the 8th Wall company, and there are solutions for the VR, for example, A-Frame, the de facto standard for web VR is A-Frame, and the WebXR device API that is still in work in progress. But today we are going to talk about AR, so augmented reality, free and open source solutions, and we are going to talk of these specifics, framework, libraries, or technology, or whatever. So we are going to start with the first of them, AR.js. I'm the maintainer of AR.js, so I know it well. I'm going to talk about it best as I can. It's an open source project owned by a public open GitHub organization, so it's not owned by a company or by an individual. I left here the repository reference to start, and let's start to say that the support is very, very good, because it supports every Android from last 5 or 6 years or so, and also iPhones above iOS 11. And it supports marker-based, location-based, and image tracking. So what does it mean? First of all, I'd like to make a demo. I'd like to show you a demo of a demonstration of the first demonstration maybe on your mobile phone of AR, in this case of AR.js. So you can reach with your browser, Chrome better, but also Safari. Do not use, please, Chrome on iOS, but use Safari on iOS, because Chrome on iOS has problems with camera permissions. It's a problem of Chrome on iOS. So you can reach this URL, or maybe you can even scan the QR code here on the right. So when you have done that, you can scan this image. We have to give permissions. So if it says give permissions to the camera, you have to say yes, allow. And now you will see the camera, the feed of the camera, and you can start scanning the image. And if you scan this marker, this is a marker, so you are going to experience marker-based augmented reality. You will see that you have a content above of it. So you can see a content. If you move around and the marker is not scanned anymore by the camera, the content disappears and stuff like that. So you can play with it. Now I have to go forward with the presentation, but you can play with it later, wherever you want, and I left other references and other examples. It is just to give you a first touch with augmented reality on the web and the potentiality of it, because as you see, you have not downloaded anything, no apps and no other things to download. So as you have seen, marker-based means to display content when the marker is scanned on the camera. This is the example that you have seen with another marker. In this case, the marker, you see marker have always have the black border around them. In this case, the marker is colored and it's a bit different. And now we are going to talk of another kind of augmented reality is image tracking. That means the same of marker, but with pictures and drawings. So think about make drawings taken live, or augment movie posters with a video, as I'm going to show you now with this video. This is image tracking on AR.js. It's more powerful than marker, because here you can use pictures and not marker. There are simple images with a black border. And now we're going to talk about location-based. This is another kind of augmented reality, and this is also available on the AR.js. This means you can see content using a real-world coordinate to place AR. So content is anchored by their real world position. So if you go far or near a position, you will see the content bigger or tinier and stuff like that. You can use it for cities and museum tours, restaurant guides, games like GPS-based games like Pokemon Go. This is all based on GPS, so you have to activate your GPS in order to use it. This is an example using this kind of location-based augmented reality indoor, but the best use of it is outdoor, as you can see for this other example. You can see the marker with they are markerless because there is no marker to scan. It is based on the position. This is another example to discover place of interest in the historic center of the city in Bologna. On the bottom, you see that we in Chialab, in our company, we have developed this UI that reminds of mobile application UI because for the users it feels better. And then you can create external links, external references, because we are on the web. So yeah, we can navigate with hyperlinks and connect the users to external references if we want. This is the code for actually a real marker-based application of AR.js. So it's literally like 10 lines of HTML. So code is very simple. I'm not going to show you another code. I left you guys because there is no time for that. You can also use what I called as marker codes. So marker inside QR code. So you don't even have to type an URL. On the left, I left a little more reference. This is an interesting thing. And so yeah, AR.js has these pros and these cons. So it's a really cross-browser. It's easy for developers using the new documentation to start, and it supports both A-Frame and Three.js. AR.js Studio is a project strictly related to AR.js, but we have created this. It's a work in progress. We are going to release this the next week, the beta version, and it gives you less control on what you can do, but it's far more easier because it does not require to have coding knowledge. So with a wizard process, it's an authoring platform, so you just have to upload a marker, an image in order to create a marker, or to pick up locations in order to create location-based. So there are both the AR types supported. And then you have to upload your content. So you can upload 3D models, you can upload videos, you can upload images. And then the nice thing here in the bottom, as you can see, is that you can download the package. So you download the archive and the code, and you can do whatever you want with the code. Or we are going just to publish all of it live on GitHub. So it's a service provided by GitHub. You have to first register for free on GitHub, but if you already have an account, it's even more straightforward. So you can we just create the code on the live GitHub service, so you have an URL that you can share with your users, with your friends, with your students, if you are a teacher, and so on. So you do not need anymore to have coding knowledge or ask to someone else to code in order to have AR experiences, both marker-based and both location-based. We are going to talk more about this next week's on the beta release. Okay, now we are going to talk about WebXR Device API. Probably this is going to be the future of augmented reality because behind of it there is the immersive web community and the W3C, and unfortunately there is no rumors about Safari and iOS support, but as for now you can have markerless augmented reality for free directly using browser support, browser technology. So on Chrome you can do this. You can reach this URL I left if you have an Android and an Android based that supports AR Core. So again, supports is a little bit poor as for now, but development is going very, very fast. Behind it there is Google folks and Amazon folks, so there is a very great support. And in the future, it will support markerless AR, testing, DOM overlay even better, and also image tracking and other interesting things. It's not suggested if you want something that is supported in every device and you want to use it now. It's definitely something that will have a great impact in the future. Now we're going to talk about JSR Toolkit. JSR Toolkit is like the father of all of a great number of open source projects based on augmented reality, and it's a JavaScript port of AR Toolkit that is the first AR open source SDK ever. It's under the hood of AR.js, for example. It features marker-based and image tracking, and it's a little bit more complicated than AR.js because it does not support a frame that is a little bit, makes things a little bit easier. So JSR Toolkit does not have a frame support, but supports Three.js. But on the other hand, it gives you great control on detection and tracking. So you have a great control of it, and you can control it even better than with AR.js. These are all references that you have, also videos to start with it. And as for AR.js, here we have another authoring platform strictly related to JSR Toolkit. It is called WebAR Studio. It's what you see is what you got editor for WebAR, and it's more complicated than AR.js Studio, but this time it's more complicated because it makes you do more things. It makes you develop and build a really complex 3D scene. So it's suggested if you have 3D knowledge, or anyway, not so much but poor 3D knowledge, and you want to have a very customized 3D scene and to develop on the web without download anything. So also the editor is on the web. You can create image tracking and marker-based augmented reality. So you create your 3D scene and you decide what is your image on your marker, and it creates the code for you. So this is a great project, as the other I showed before. Now we're going to talk about Model Viewer. Model Viewer is for markerless augmented reality. So for example, think of the IKEA app that makes you see furniture on your room, on your space. This is for this kind of use cases. Model Viewers is used so for place and scale objects and also take pictures of the scene. This is an example of an application that we developed in Chialab. It makes you see, again, this is the home page. It's all web-based, and those 5 images are model viewer triggers. So when the user clicks one of it enters a scene controlled by the OS of the mobile phone. So when you are at this point, you cannot control anymore what happens. So you cannot control anymore the UI or the behavior. And but you can place and you can move around. You can pinch and zoom the assets, and you can take also pictures. It behaves very well. It's supported on iOS 13, only 13 as for now, and on latest Androids that support AirCore. So the support is not very cross-browser. It does not work with old phones, but it's the best. It's easier to use, even for non-developers, in my opinion, and it's the best choice in order to have markerless augmented reality as of 2020. It's kind of limited again, but this is what we have. Yeah, it's the exactly it's the same technology that it triggers when you search for an animal on Google search, and the Google search suggests you to view in 3D that animal, and this is an example with a tiger. So it's exactly the same technology. Last but not least, we are going to talk about Geely's AR. I'm not very familiar with this kind of technology, but it is great for what I know. It uses artificial intelligence, yeah, and it's object detection in order to get the position of the marker. So with object detection, you get the position of the marker, and you can show content knowing that position. So it's based on neural networks that are running on the GPU, and it's very, very fast, and features, again, object detection and also face detection. So you can do that with a cap, for example, as I showed to you, but also you can create snapshot-like filters for web apps, so all on the web. It's the only open source solution in order to create face filters. This is the reference in order to create face filters with Geely's technology. It is great. The only thing is that you have to train neural networks or use the pre-trained by the Geely's teams. And it's a bit complicated, it's not very easy for non-developers, but it's a unique technology that gives this kind of features on the open source for free, so for free as of now, on 2020. So, okay, what's next? Now I'll show you, yeah, in a poor time because there was a lot of things to say. What's next? Where to start? So I created a kind of personal indicators. They are all personal. They are not judgments. They are not. This is not a sport. This is not a race. So it's not a contest. Each different project may need a different technology. So you have to kind of decide based on the support, based on the assistance, based on the features, and also based on your coding knowledge and your team coding knowledge, which technology to use for your project. So I left you this table in order for you to study and to have a reference to start. I will release these slides for free, as I said before, so you can start from this, in my opinion. You can learn more even reaching my personal website with all my references and all my contacts. You can write to me and this email, or you can reach the Chialab websites, the first one and the technical one. So after this presentation, in a few seconds, I will be available live in streaming to answer some of your questions. I hope you enjoy, and thank you very much.